Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan with Revolution Performance. I wanted to take the time to make a video for you on why you should see a PT or a physical therapist first for certain conditions. So physical therapists are the experts in movement and musculoskeletal conditions. So what is a musculoskeletal condition? Basically just breaking that word down. Musculo pertaining to the muscles and skeletal pertaining to the bones and skeletal system. So that includes things like issues with the joints, such as arthritis, tendon issues, like Achilles tendonitis, patellar tendonitis. The big ones are always neck pain and low back pain. Those are usually a combination of the joints, bones, and muscles in those areas. Lots of different things, and the list could go on and on. And in fact, if you're looking for a list, there's actually one up on my website of different conditions that would be appropriate for particularly outpatient physical therapy treatment. So it benefits you to see the expert in that area for those conditions because we're the gold standard of treatment. So, even if you take the long way around by seeing your doctor first and getting a referral, which isn't necessary, which isn't always necessary, and we'll talk about that. But basically, that just isn't quite as efficient for your time. So. I guess an example would be if you have a plumbing issue at your house, you're not going to call your electrician, right? It's different specialties, and you're just going to end up taking the long way around and taking more time and more effort on those things. I guess I don't know if that's a perfect analogy or the best one I could have come up with, but that's what I had on the top of my head, so we're going to roll with that. But anyway, so if you think your issue is in that realm, and a lot of times people have a pretty good idea or a pretty good guess as to what could be going on, especially with Google and WebMD, people trying to diagnose themselves these days. You have a pretty good idea of what you probably need and who you need to go see. So, just for example, for time for you, if you go see your primary care provider, depending on how comfortable they are with orthopedic diagnoses, they may diagnose you there and then refer you to physical therapy because like I said, we're the gold standard treatment, so you're going to see us eventually anyway. If they don't feel comfortable with those things, they may send you to a specialist. So, in this case, it's either an orthopedic doctor or orthopedic surgeon. And, just the issue with that process there is that, how long does it usually take to schedule an appointment with your primary care? So is it 2 weeks, 3 weeks? It could be shorter than that, I don't know, but a lot of times there's longer waits at physicians' offices, particularly specialists. So, say it's that second example where your primary care provider doesn't quite feel comfortable with what might be going on. They send you to an orthopedic specialist, potentially an orthopedic surgeon. A lot of times those wait times are a lot longer just because their schedule builds out, right? So, how long are you waiting for that? 3 weeks, 4 weeks, up to, between 6 and 10 weeks. I've seen probably the full gamut there, but the point is those full 3 weeks, say in that second example, you're waiting 3 weeks for that primary care appointment. They send you somewhere else. You're waiting another, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to see them. And that whole time, your issue could potentially be getting worse. When if you saw a physical therapist first, who is going to be who your treatment's going to come from anyway, you could have been getting better that whole time. So you could have saved yourself a whole bunch of hassle as far as, potentially taking time off work for those appointments, stuff like that, as well as getting better quicker. And one thing we know from the research, too, is that if, you start treatment quicker from a physical therapist perspective, your prognosis and your outcome is a lot more favorable, and treatment's oftentimes a lot more easy and streamlined for you. So the other aspect of this conversation is with direct access. So sometimes I think the issue is just that people don't know that you can see a physical therapist first, but in all 50 states we have some form of direct access. And what that means is basically that you can see a physical therapist without a physician referral. Just a quick disclaimer there, I guess, is that not every insurance company will pay for it without a physician referral, so sometimes that's a barrier. But as far as legally, you are allowed to see a physical therapist without a physician referral, which is a great freedom we have. Especially in Ohio, it's fairly lenient as far as what we're able to do. And a big reason for that and a benefit to you is that physical therapy is a doctoral level profession now. A lot of that education that's been added over the years has been in differential diagnosis and different assessment, of different systems within the body that we're not necessarily experts in, but we get enough understanding of it to know, when we assess you, if you're appropriate for physical therapy or if you need to go somewhere else. So, even if that initial, reaction of whatever's going on, even if, you're wrong, say it's not a musculoskeletal condition, but you thought it was, so you saw a physical therapist. You get in and see them, pretty quickly whether it's going to work or not, with talking with your physical therapist, and a lot of times we're able to, figure that out on your first day in your evaluation anyway. Even if that's the case and you are wrong and we aren't necessarily the treatment for you, we can refer you on and you can then go through that process that way. So all around, it seems to benefit you if you do think you have one of those issues to see a physical therapist first. And I hope that all makes sense. So I tried to explain it in more detail on my website. So the link is in my profile there for that if you'd like to go read more on that. As always, you can always reach out to me as well for the contact information on the profile or through Instagram. So I hope that helps with a little bit of questions. As a physical therapist, I think it's important for me to advocate for our profession and the fact that we can see you and provide value to you and get you back and feeling better without those things, and a little bit easier than a lot of people might think. So thanks, guys. Sorry, I know that was a long video, and I hope you have a great day.